Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to do a video on the top 5 things you can do to help you prepare in becoming a flight attendant. So if you want to know those tips, keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You put on your resume, how you prepare for your interview, all of those things rolled into 5. So number 1, customer service experience. Customer service experience is a huge thing. As a flight attendant, you are one of the frontline people for your company, meaning when people think of an airline, they think of the flight attendants and the pilots and the people that they're going to see during most of their journey. Don't get me wrong. So customer service experience is very important. So things like retail experience, a server, a hostess, nursing, that even though it's in the medical industry can be considered customer service because you're dealing with people and helping with their needs. Then there's also anything in the aviation industry that deals with people is considered customer service experience. Front desk at a hotel, I used to do that. I think that actually put my resume above where I thought it would be because I had that one-on-one customer service experience. I also did wheelchair assistance. So that means I pushed people around in wheelchairs and took them to and from the plane when they were going and coming. So those situations are all customer service experience. It also gives you a little bit of an understanding on how people are feeling when they get frustrated ahead of time. Second thing I would have to say is have your passport. Have it already. Your passport is not a document that everybody has, but it's something that you definitely need to become a flight attendant, especially if you want to be a mainline flight attendant, meaning you work for a major airline in the US or abroad, but most of the time I say mainline, I mean a US carrier, one of the big ones. You need your passport because you never know if you're going to get rescheduled to fly here or here or here, and it happens to be somewhere international. Also, applying for flight attendant jobs, you never know if you're going to hear back the next day, 6 months from now, a year from now. You never know. Sometimes hearing nothing is the best thing. Hearing nothing is better than hearing something. If you hear nothing versus a rejection, that means they're still considering you. It's just they haven't hired as many people as they thought they were going to hire. So have that passport ready because most of the time you need your passport at that interview. If not, right at that interview, right when you start training. And if you pass your interview with flying colors, and I'm talking like you did so well, they loved you, they could be like, all right, we have a training class open next week. Would you want it? You're not going to say no. You shouldn't say no. Unless it's an extreme condition, you shouldn't say no. So you're going to say yes, but oh crap, I don't have my passport. Already have your passport. Third thing I would have to say is be yourself. Do not lie on your application. Don't try to fake a personality. They can tell when you're not being you. It's something that people are trained to do. It's something that a lot of people have been doing for years when they recruit for airlines. They can tell if you're being fake. Don't be what you think they want you to be. Be you. Be respectful, but be you. They were interested in you because they liked your personality. They liked your experience. You were qualified in their eyes. You would have never made it to that interview if they didn't like you, you weren't qualified, and they didn't think you could do the job. So that's the third thing. Just be yourself. Be respectful, but be yourself, and it'll go smooth. 4, save money. Have a savings account. And I'm not talking about a couple hundred. I'm talking at least a couple thousand. A lot of times having an inconsistent schedule that is not set can take a toll on your finances. I'm telling you this now because it took a toll on my finances. I had money saved up. I worked until 6.5 hours before I left for training. I literally worked outside on the ramp of the airport, marshaling in the plane that took me to Orlando to go to training 6.5 hours later. I was working doubles. I was saving extra money. I was trying to pay bills ahead of time. The last thing you want to worry about during training, no matter how long, it's 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, depending on the airline and depending on how many different aircrafts they have, you do not want to stress about how am I going to pay this bill. I need to get this many hours before I do this. Before you even finish training to get the job technically. So pay those bills off, pay your debt down if you have debt, and save some money so that you have at least a couple months rent just in case you don't make good checks. You can pay off all your bills, all your credit cards, because it can damage your credit, damage mine, I'll tell you that. You don't want to lose your car, you don't want to get kicked out of your place. Pay off your bills, work down your debt, and save some money so you're not stressed the first few months of flying or in training at that matter. Finally, the last thing I want to say is just apply. Just apply. I don't know how many times I've gotten people who say, oh my goodness, I've always wanted to be a flight attendant, or I wanted to be a flight attendant when I was young, but you know, I had kids, I'm older now, it's not an option for me anymore. And I'm like, excuse me? You never know. I myself am not the stereotype of a flight attendant. I don't look like it. I'm very curvy, as you can see. I'm not a size 2. I'm also of a darker complexion, which apparently means something. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't have a full bachelor's degree. I had an associate's degree. I had like 2 years of customer service experience, like one-on-one, and I worked at a bakery for a while before that. I did work at an airport on a ramp, but my point is, I'm not what you think of when you think of a flight attendant. A lot of people aren't what they think. People start in their 40s, 50s, 60s, start flying, have their kids raise them, send them away to start their own families, and decided to do something for themselves. You have people who are starting a family, just got married, people who are firefighters, nurses, engineers. They come from all walks of life. Like everybody comes in doing from something different. I was 22 when I started. I know some people who were 42 or 52. It doesn't matter. But the main thing you can do is apply, because if you don't apply yourself, you'll never know. That is the biggest thing I try to tell people. You will never know unless you try. So that's the fifth and final thing I would have to say. Thanks for watching this quick video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is also my first sit-down video on my new camera. So it is a Canon EOS M50, and I'm still getting to learn it. So please don't judge me if I'm looking into the viewfinder. It's because I'm trying to see myself. I also have the app right here that has me on it as well, and I'm recording it using it as a remote. But I just wanted to say, yeah, those are the 5 tips that you can take to becoming a flight attendant, or at least applying to become a flight attendant. The rest is up to you. The hard work is up to you. If you enjoyed this video or want more videos like that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you know when I post. And if you want more consistency, really, seriously, and truly, follow me on Instagram. I post daily, pretty much daily. And if I don't have a regular post daily, I'm on IG stories or IGTV. So thank you for so much watching. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for all your kindness. and compassion, and I hope that you pass it forward to the people in your real life.